All right, what's up, y'all? I am sorry. I had some technical difficulties, but we're here. I am here. I'm so sorry. I had technical difficulties, but that's neither here nor there. Y'all don't care about none of that. Y'all just want to see me on. So, all right. So, let's see. I know Facebook, y'all look a little dark over here. Let's see. If I can't raise y'all up, just the hair. Can y'all see me in Facebook? IG, I'm real close to y'all, but. All right, we gonna press on. Hey, all right. So I do apologize for the delay. Issues with lighting and everything else. That's neither here nor there. We are here, and that's all that matters. So thank y'all for joining me for Real Resilient Conversations. Once again, I'm your girl, Quita. I can't talk either. So your girl, Quita is here to bring some real resilient conversations to talk about what? Those that are in the chat, y'all know what it is. I'm hooked. So, of course, as you can see, I got my fishing pole because we ready to go fishing. I hope y'all ready. This is going to be so good today, y'all. So we are talking about the various things that are, this is probably why I don't go fishing, the various things that are associated with being hooked. And being hooked, there's so many variations. When people think of hooked, they think that, you know, the traditional things that you hear when you hear hooked. And I just realized that with you being hooked, man, you gotta sometimes fake it till you make it, until you can get that deliverance, until you can get to that point of release, that point to where you can unhook yourself or somebody can help you to get unhooked, right? So my job today is to help you to get unhooked and to figure out the things that are keeping you hooked. Okay, so whenever we are thinking about hooked and luring into situations, I want y'all to go ahead and chime in on the chat. Tell me, what does that mean to you when you hear about the word, or you hear the word hooked? What's the first thing that came to mind when y'all heard the topic for this week's conversation? Tell me what you thought. So I know I got more people on Facebook than I do IG, but that don't matter. Tell me what you think. All right, so because I know, you know, the typical things, alcohol, drugs, but think outside. Okay, being caught on, dependence, stuck like Chuck, good one. I want y'all to just be able to really think about the different areas that you're lured in. So from a distance, usually when people are lured in or they are caught at a disadvantage, I put it that way. Let's start that way first. It's something that you would like. It's something that's tempting. It's something that feel good. Something that sound good. Because for women, you know, for us, it's our ear gates. So you talking right, we gonna listen a little longer. For the men folk, if you looking right, they gonna listen, right? So it's like whatever is tempting or enticing to you that we talking about being hooked on, because that's usually the first things that put us at a disadvantage. So if you think about easy targets. When people go fishing, they be like, take me to the place where the fish biting, right? They don't never want to just go where water look like this. They don't want to do that. You can't see no fish in there. That's some little minnows. Nobody want that. That ain't nothing, right? We're going to use that for fish food, for the real fish that we want. So whenever you are thinking about the things that are easy targets, right? And I hate for it. Let's get rid of the sexism, economic class isms, right? Easy targets, if you're looking at it in that aspect, are what? Women, children, disabled, elderly, right? Easy targets, people that are soft-hearted, easygoing, easily manipulated, easy tricked, people that maybe didn't have as much exposure. Those are the people that people will go for on that side. Excuse me. But when we are looking for people who have a history of it, so you already know in the past they was already hooked on that thing. So then you go and you lean in on those people, or they target those people, right? People who have a history of being addicted or have a characteristic of being easily manipulated into being addicted. Those are the people that are dependent, or they got that jonesing in their bones, and oh, gay, you jonesing type of thing. If it comes to that, those are the people that are usually targeted. However, does that mean that you cannot be targeted? The answer is no. Absolutely not. You can be targeted at whatever situation you are in. Let's go ahead and clear that up. Let's get rid of the rumors and dispel the hate there. You can be targeted when you think you got it all together, when you prayed up, you stayed up, you listened up, you studied up, and you can still be lured in. You can still get hooked on the wrong things. So, let's break into this real quick. So, usually whenever people are targeted, they look for, they have different plots and different schemes. So, because, Quita got to educate herself. There's so many different hooks and so many different ways that you can lure what you're looking for, right? So, if you are looking for, okay, I'm just going to use something simple that we can all understand. If a man is looking for a woman to be built a certain way, he's going to lure her if he knows that she's one of those, because he's watched her on her social media. She's one of those that likes name brand this and name brand that, and she only drives this and she only drives that. Then he's going to lure her with, girl, I can get you that and some more. Girl, I can make sure that you driving this, and I'm going to make sure that you taken care of. I'm going to give you this and give you that, because guess what? He's been listening. Just like anytime that you go fishing, you want to study up on your fish. You want to know what you got to do in order to get them where you want them, right? So, I was like, what's all this stuff, honey? We're talking about barrel swivels and safety snaps, and I'm like, I have no idea. If I was to go fishing, I would need somebody that's experienced to teach me the ways of which to do it, right? Because there's different types of lures, and you got to use different types of knots and rigs. And whenever you're thinking about knots, if you put your hook on your string, or your fishing line, I guess is the proper term. You put your hook on your fishing line. If you do not tie your hook on correctly, what you're going to do, you're going to lose what you was hunting for, right? What you were fishing for. You're going to lose that very thing because you didn't have the proper hook on there. I'm sorry, the proper knot on there. So then you get your slip knot, or you don't do it right, you don't do the proper slip knot, it's going to slip and slip right on off. It's going to get a little tension and off goes the fish with your hook, right? Let's look at some areas that we're easily hooked and lured into. Let's go a little bit deeper. This thing we call the cell phone. You like, let me see what, first thing you do when you wake up in the morning. Ooh, what notifications did I have? What phone calls did I miss last night? Let me go ahead and check my text messages. Let me check my notifications, right? You get on the phone, right? Easily hooked on it. You checking for your social media, you checking emails, you checking everything. Hooked on this thing that we call a smartphone. In the chat, give me some things that you're hooked on. I'm going to keep going through, but let me see what else y'all got. All right, so I'm going to keep going. Shopping, whether it be in-store or online, because I'm guilty. I know y'all seen that video going around social media, and they be like, things that you need from Amazon. Nothing! You don't need nothing! I am definitely the person they were talking to. I don't need nothing else from Amazon. However, there's always something I can find that I just feel like I need at the house that would avoid me having to go and battle the COVID-ridden stores. Being busy, workaholics. Look, y'all. Whew, I know. Everybody's like, every time I try to catch up with you or go out to eat with you, or you busy or you tired, I feel like I'm guilty. And that's me. I'm slightly a workaholic. Pray for me, y'all. Pray for me. I always got something to do. Always working on stuff. A workaholic. Let's see. Plastic surgery. I haven't gotten into this, y'all, but there's people that feel like they are not built the way that they feel like they should have been. They felt like when God was passing out body shapes, somehow they got missed. Or they felt like they got a little bit more than what they should have. So they feel like plastic surgery is the way to go. They feel like they want their lips to be fuller, or they want their cheeks to be slimmer, or they want their waist to be smaller, or they want a Brazilian butt lift, or whatever that might be. Either way, they feel the need to go and get plastic surgery. And plastic surgery is expensive. I'm like, oh, y'all balling to be hooked on that, baby. Another one is always apologizing. Now, I'm guilty for this. If I bump in or I'm trying to get past and people don't move, we in the grocery store, I'm trying to get past, the person sees me trying to get past and they don't move. Then I said, oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. First thing that comes out of my mouth. My sister, however, would be like, stop apologizing to them. They seen you. They should have moved out the way. Right? Woo! I am bad for apologizing, y'all. I am hooked on apologizing. I don't know if that is from how you were raised, you still apologize even if the person didn't do anything, or if you are inconveniencing them, then you should apologize. However, if you said, excuse me, nobody moves, then you make sure, and what do? You say, excuse me, I'm sorry about that. Thank you so much. It's just, I am good. I am that person for apologizing, right? So I am hooked on apologizing. All right. For you that work out like that, y'all don't come for me now. Don't come for me. Excessively working out. I don't even see how y'all do it all the time. Working out is a good thing. However, when it becomes excessive and when it becomes an issue for me. So excessive working out, meaning that you have a self-image issue. You look at yourself and you are fine. However, in your mind, you see yourself as fat. Woo! Right? Excessive working out. If you have a self-image issue, then that's something that you've been lured into. You've been hooked on it in order for you to feel like you would be a better person or look a certain way if you were hooked. If you were working out. And I agree, Will, it is about balance, right? TK, why I gotta stop playing? I'm telling the truth. Everything is about balance. But when you are too far on one end or too far on the other end, and you have the capability in order to perform said duties, said workout, and you choose not to just because I don't want to do that. Now, look, I have fibromyalgia. My fibromyalgia does hinder me from doing a lot of things that I used to do, right? However, if I had the capability to do it, you better believe I would at least try and get myself a little bit more toned up. Not necessarily even lose the weight. I just want to be more toned up. But the people that work out for 3-4 hours in the gym, they got to go twice a day. Unless you're doing a competition, that's still too much for me. That's just Quita's opinion. All right, don't come for me, y'all. Another one. Another option is caffeine. Sodas, coffee, chocolate, caffeine. How many of y'all, come on, y'all, put your hands up in the chat. Y'all guilty. Y'all guilty of caffeine addiction, caffeine lures, caffeine hooks. I am not a coffee drinker. I am very sporadic when it comes to sodas, but if I do, I want a Dr. Pepper or a Mountain Dew. However, I am not a big caffeine, but when I do, or if I do it, then it's like a Red Bull or something like that, because it's like I am dragging. Then I'm like, give me some caffeine. Sugar, sweets, though, that's me. If you said, Quita, you don't have to eat to that, all you can eat is a candy bar or a piece of cake, okay, fine, I'm good with that. I'm gonna make it. Me and my boss had a conversation, and she said, you know, I lost the most weight when all I did was eat junk food. She said, I lost 20 pounds easily. She said, but when I try to eat healthy stuff, I try to eat a balanced meal, I can't seem to lose weight. So figure out what works for your body. So another big one, which I think a lot of us are, is social media. Social media is a hook and a lure to straddle us away from what our time. Time is something that we cannot get back, and it is the most expensive resource that is out there. So when we lose out on, we're lured in and hooked due to our social media platforms, we're missing out on something. Now, the next one, if y'all got babies around, cover their ears, keep them away for just a second. The next one is sex or porn, being hypersexual, or having a hypersexual disorder. So I have to admit, y'all, I used to be that. So I am guilty of having been delivered from being hypersexually, having a hypersexual disorder. So for a while, my sister would attest to, if I did not get it at least twice a day, I was getting the shakes. It was like a true addiction. I would get the shakes. I would be snappy. I would be grumpy. It was horrible. So the addiction aspect of it, the hook and lure, was real for me. And everybody's like, you don't need it that bad. And it was bad because I'm sorry, it's going to come out sounding bad, but the whore in me at that time was so strong. I was like, if you don't got it, somebody else do. Don't worry. Oh, you busy? For how long? Oh, okay. Now, you ain't gonna be able to get to me till next week? Oh, okay. No worries. Hey, hey, you busy? What you got in about an hour? You coming through? Right? Y'all think y'all playing. Thank you, Sister Sandra, keeping it funky with me. I'm trying to tell you, that thing was real. And then once that I finally got delivered, because porn wasn't really a big thing for me. Porn was like, But I know there's some people who lean on porn like it is their last dying breath. And that is not for me to judge you, right? All I'm telling you is that I understand. I understand about being hooked and lured to the things of the flesh and the things that kept me bound and kept me hindered and kept me heavy. Right? All right, so moving on. Talking about alcohol, some people needed to wake up, they needed to sleep. So the alcoholism is something that we are a little bit more familiar with when you think about being hooked or being lured in or being addicted to. So whenever you see somebody who's an alcoholic, you like, they just want another drink. You don't really think nothing of it. But if it was somebody who had a sexual addiction, would you be like, she just need another lay? Or would you be like, dang, girl, I wish I had it like that. If I had it like you, girl. Ooh. I'm telling y'all, I hear it because I have heard it before, right? It is definitely an addiction. What about drugs? So whether it be recreational, whether it be cigarettes, hookahs, vaping, whatever it is, what you needed to smoke in order to deal with your stressful day or your stressful event, or you just finished eating and it's just something that you did to take the edge off of whatever it is, but you needed to smoke. Those are real deal things, right? That people have been hooked on for years. I remember when my aunt used to smoke many years ago, many years ago. She would be like grumpy until she had that cigarette. She'd get that first few puffs. Then she'd be like, okay, now what you want? So I got a field trip tomorrow. Kids that grew up with parents that smoked and drank, you understand. What about tattoos and piercings? Oh, how many people in here got tattoos and piercings? Let me see them hands in the chat. Hands in the chat. Who got tattoos and piercings? How many people got tattoos and still want more tattoos? I have 7 tattoos. Only thing I got pierced are my ears. However, I'm like, I want another tattoo. I'm like, it is so addicting. What you see, it's like, I I used to tell my mom when I got my tattoos, I was like, this was my opportunity for me to wear my art. Because I am a lover of art and certain things, right? I was just like, oh, I want to be able to carry it and remember it and it have meaning to me. It doesn't have to be for anybody else, but to me, it has meaning. And I just was like, oh, I want more. Y'all pray for me. All right, the next one that I found was music. Now, this one, I don't necessarily find it as a negative thing unless the music is training you to do something on a negative tone. Because music is usually a natural high. So you take that with a twofold, right? If you are listening to music and it's helping you to calm down, it's helping you to get through your week, it's a smooth or a soother, a barrier, or you tired and you got to get that house clean, what you gonna do? Throw on some music? My bestie over here, she'll tell you, back in the day, is Uncle Luke all day. You get tired, put some Uncle Luke on. Some Scarred, what was it? Oh my goodness, I forgot. 95 South. All them people. In order to make it through the day. Y'all, music is a good thing. And then sometimes it can be a bad thing when you are trying to get your worship on and you can't do it. Like you can't really find your rhythm. What you do? Put some music on. You trying to praise your way through. Sometimes you ain't got the words. What you gonna do? Put some music on. Praise your way through. When you trying not to cuss nobody out, what you do? Put some music on. Let me put some music on real quick. At work on my board, I have mood enhancers or mood shifters, and music is one of those. So if I am having a real bad day at work, I close my door for a minute, I put some music on, and either I'm gonna put on something that is soothing, some meditation music, or I might put on something a little ratchet just to be like, let me get through it. Whatever it is you need to do in order to get through that moment, as long as your music is not leading you to hurt, harm, or put anyone else in danger, I say give it a shot. Online dating, the hookups. Hey, hook me up with your boy. Hey. Or, man, Quita, I see your homegirl. She fine. What's her name? Hook me up. Hey, man, I just hooked you up with my last homegirl. You dog tile. I kill her in my face. No. Some people that are hooked into online dating, they have that, they are hooked on finding somebody or having somebody in their life to date. They want to go out and experience things, and they just like the dating. They like the hookup. They don't want any commitment, or they just like, this is easy, especially with COVID. Okay, moving on to the next. All right, what about this? Because I know some of y'all in here watching TV shows. Y'all are watching your shows. If I call you and you watching your show, you're going to be like, girl, call me back. My show on. Thank you, Sister Sandra. I love you. I got to watch my show. I can't. My bad. Call me back. Now, I'm guilty because there was a couple shows that I used to do like that with. So, I understand, right? Being hooked in is taking your time away. Taking selfies all the time. You go somewhere, y'all trying to go out to eat, she and then taking selfies. She got to make sure her hair right. Her selfie game is all strong. Somebody that's taking selfies all the time. Somebody who has the idea or is always wanting to be in love or fall in love. Like, that is their go-to. Like, they are hooked, trapped, sink. Just go ahead, take the fish. I'm the whole fish. Take me with. It is true. I am guilty because I used to be one of those people who was so, I just want to be married. I just want to have a baby. I just want to, and even now I would like to, but at almost 38, I don't necessarily hold on to it like I used to. It is not as strong as what it used to be for me. Not for me now. So now right now it's all about me trying to better myself. So when the husband does come, that I'm ready for him, if that makes sense. Chewing on ice. Ooh, I like to chew ice. But I only like it from the little soft ice. From Chick-fil-A, I'll be like, can I have extra ice? I love to chew ice. Kiana knows. She She liked to chew ice too. Okay, what about this? Overeating or starving yourself. So that goes back to that self-image thing. You overeat because you feel like you need something to fulfill something that's lost. And usually that comes from what? Something that's happened in your past, something that, whatever it might be, it's still something that is lacking. And so you feel the need to overeat or undereat. And so that's something that you also have probably been lured into. At one point in my life, I was bulimic and anorexic. Just so you know, I am not perfect. Far from it. Very experienced. Hoarding. I know quite a bit of people that are, or that know someone that hoards. And hoarding usually is due to a need to fulfill something. So if maybe they grew up, they didn't have something, so everything that they get, they want to keep, or whatever that might be, the hoarding, the fact of trying to hold on to everything lures them in to holding on to everything. It hooks them into not wanting to release anything, right? How about this one? Because it's COVID, we get tired of being in the house. The first thing you do is be like, I will go out and get something to eat. And it's usually fast food. So fast food is another lure and hook that we could that you could fall into that trap. Compulsive lying, instant gratification. Man, how many of y'all know some compulsive liars? Just lie. Like their name should have been Liola. Lion. Because all they do is lie. Because they want that instant gratification, that instant feeling of feeling like they have, that they have won something or done something, or people look forward to them, right? They just feel like they have to lie for no reason. You're like, you don't even gotta lie about that. I know what your middle name is. Stop telling me your middle name is something else. Stop it. Why you lying? Because that ain't cool, you know what I'm saying? Don't be telling people my real middle name. You get on my nerves. Just stop it. Browsing the internet. How many hours have you wasted just browsing the internet? You on one thing, you see a link, you go to something else, you get another thought, you go to something else, next thing you know, you've been on for 2 hours, 3 hours. Alright? Internet browsing. Hook, sinker. I am hooked on it. Just take me. Take me out, just batter me up. I'm the whole fish. Alright? So here's some other ones that I was like, oh, this isn't as, I guess I didn't automatically think of them. Watching crime shows or being into crime and criminals, using chapstick or lip balm. I was reading that people who have they have to constantly put on chapstick or lip balm or something to keep their lips moisturized because you don't give your body because basically you don't have enough. You're not hydrated enough. So you don't have the ability to let your body, I guess, kind of work to your lips, because you are always moisturizing it. You need to actually exfoliate, take it off so that your lips can get the moisture that they need. Teeth whitening. I remember back in the day when they used to have teeth whitening, they had the little machines that you would do with the blue light. Everybody wanted to have the celebrity white teeth, right? And I used to think, dang, everybody gotta have white teeth. But I had failed to that little trick too. I used to get the little white strips, and on the way to work, I used to put them in when I got to work, snatch them in. All right, let's go. So tanning is another one. Diet sodas. I know some people who eat a whole double quarter pounder with cheese, and they say, oh, can I have a Diet Coke? I'm watching my figure. What? You watching what? Diet sodas. Okay. All right. Now, this isn't just for the ladies, gentlemen. This is you too. Those that only like to wear designer clothes or shoes. I ain't wearing that, man. Don't give me nothing. Don't give me nothing from Walmart. Man, you get them from Walmart, man, you might take them back. Like, man, you just need these shoes right now. I'm not ready to go pay $100 for, doggone dress shoes. You just need these for now. Put these doggone shoes on. We going up in here to go eat. And then you can take these bad boys back if you want to. They was only $15. Stop tripping. Don't nobody know what kind of shoes these are. But it's some people that will not wear anything unless it's name brand. I was having this conversation with somebody earlier today. I said, I watched a whole TikTok video of this dude that bought a whole regular everyday outfit from Walmart and rocked it. He said, in my whole outfit, $25. Somebody else out here about to spend $50 just for the shirt. Somewhere else, they got the same thing on there just because they got a name brand attached to it. Don't fall into the trap. Video games. I don't know how many gamers I got in the room, but there are some people that fall into the video game prey, right? They are looking at, they are into the, I don't know, Minecraft, I don't know. Basketball, football, all that stuff, right? They are into it. Biting nails, extreme sports, anything, parachuting, paragliding, all of that stuff. Your extreme sports. Now, the one that I do know about, that I have seen in my 18 years of being in the military, is people who want to be in powerful positions. They are lured into being the one that is in control. They want to be in authority. They want to have a say-so. And which is why I really lean to my airmen and the people that work under me. And I say, well, what do you want to do? Tell me, if you had a magic wand, how would you change it? And why? And the reason I want them to feel like they're a part of the decision, because when you give them the opportunity to help make a decision or to feel like they have a say-so in the decision, what happens? You get buy-in, baby. I'm all about buy-in, but people who are so lured into being in control all the time, or being the boss, so to speak, then when they get there, they don't know how to lead because all they wanted to do is to have the power. You understand what I mean? So yes, that power is very, very addictive. Because then once they get it, then they become mad with power. I can't deal with people who are so strong on the power aspect that they lose out on who they are as a person. I can't deal with it. It's just something that don't strike me right. So let's look at ways that people usually self-medicate. Because that's basically what they're doing, right? They looking at the different things that lure them in, and what they do by self-medicating is that they turn to those things without direction. So they don't really have guidance. They are just using those things and misappropriating them or misusing them. So then they don't get assistance or guidance from a healer or a doctor or a pastor or a minister or a therapist. Nothing. They just going about it their own self, right? Because they like, oh, I know what I need to do to fix this. Got it. They attempt to deal with the hurt or the stress or the pain or emotional or in certain situations on their own, because they like it's just easier if they do it that way. And whenever we take it into our own hands without seeking somebody who has either have some type of say-so in it or has some type of knowledge about it, then you put yourself at a disadvantage. So just like the fish, we got the opportunity to get off that hook now. Where we fall prey to is that we jump on another hook. So then you might not be addicted to sex no more, but now you're addicted to social media. Or you still addicted to sex and social media, and then you added on what? You're a serial dater. So now you have you got, I don't know if y'all seen the meme that I put up before where it said I'm hooked, like with Patrick having all the hooks in his mouth. He's hooked on so many different things, right? That it's hard for him to get free. So even if he got one hook, there's so many other things that still has him hooked that he's just going to get split in half. So then we really got to think about, don't compound the situation with our multiple things that we're hooked onto to where we lose out on how to free ourselves from it. Do it one by one. But if you make a sudden move, what happens? All right, so you willing them in? Look, this is one of my giveaways, y'all. So you willing them in, you like, oh yeah, get them. They gonna bite down, missed it, because they got away. You like, yeah, this one gonna bite down, they gonna get it. Boom, now you hooked. Now you got to go and chase the fish in the water, trying to catch up with them. Y'all, it's the same way. Y'all like my little, okay. It's the same way. We get hooked on there, y'all. We get hooked. And then now we got this fishing line. If that fish wouldn't have moved, I wouldn't even knew that it was ready. If it had just nibbled on there a little bit, I might have been like, is something on there? But as soon as I would have jerked back, what they gonna do? Reel it on in. All of a sudden, I got that hook stuck at the roof of my mouth and I can't get free. Right? Which is why you gotta reel it fast. I don't know if that's the sound of it. In my mind, it is. You wound it up trying to get that fish in there as fast as you can, right? I'm trying to tell you, it's the same way. So let's break down. Looking at it mentally, you can't connect with people when you out all these different things hooked into. You can't connect with certain people. You become socially awkward. These are just some of the various things that can happen, right? You depend on these different hooks, these different lures to make you feel a certain way. And if you don't have it, then what happens? Do you now, are you mean-hearted? Do you become mean-spirited? Because you are so used to having that hook in you that you don't know how to act when you're free. So you out here just being toxic to people because you still holding on to, well, I used to be hooked and now you still hooked, and now you judging the other person that's hooked right now, but you used to be hooked, right? Now you become socially awkward. When you're hooked, you can also trigger more mental, have other mental health triggers. It's like all of a sudden now you used to just be depressed a little bit, but now you're depressed and bipolar and sociopath and whatever. There's just other triggers that may come from it that maybe you didn't realize was there until you got hooked into something else, if that makes sense. And denial always happens. So spiritually, what happens? You can become depleted, discouraged, frustrated, untrustworthy with your spiritual walk because of the unknown. You can't, because then you want to be in control of everything. So then you become just a wild and out doing everything. Because I used to be that person. Because I was like, look, if I'm already going to be told that you're wrong, that you going to burn in hell, that you ain't this, you ain't that, I might as well just do it. Because you already sending me to the hell that I ain't even there yet. So, I'm good. Y'all, let me just wild out there. So, I'm telling you, when you hooked on these other things, it holds you down spiritually. To where you are not able to be free. You're not able to let the negative energy be released, so that, as they say, positive vibes only. All right? And of course, that denial that everything is good. I'm good. Spiritually, I'm good. Denial. Relationships. So whether that be intimate or others, right? Relationships don't necessarily mean intimate, but that is one that we are familiar with when you think of relationships. So divorce usually happens because they're not getting something that they need. They're not getting enough sex, or that you want too much sex, or you aren't affectionate enough, or you're super affectionate and they don't like it. You're not spending no time with them because you're always doing one of the other things that you are lured and hooked into, your porn, your video games, your social media, whatever it is. You're not giving your spouse or your significant other enough time or affection. No friends, so you don't know how to have friends yourself. You're just socially awkward. Or you're single and you want to stay single because you don't really want to open yourself up to receive anybody else because of your past hurts that has not been dealt with. Dependency is a big thing when it comes to relationships, especially if the other spouse does or does not work. That dependency becomes a big deal. Denial, I'm good. No, our relationship looks good. Valentine's Day just happened yesterday. Happy Valentine's Day to y'all. And happy Black History Month. Just happened. And you've seen all these relationships, all these on social media that look good. You're like, oh, shoot, he done got her this. Okay. But then behind closed doors, he beating her tail. Or behind closed doors, she cussing him out. See what I mean? Denial. So job, you falling below standards, you're not meeting deadlines, you become a workaholic in order to make sure, see, I won't jump into that, but you become a workaholic so that people cannot say that you're lazy. Or so that way you exceed the deadline so people can think that you are such a hard worker that they continue to add stuff onto you, so that you don't have a choice but to be a workaholic in order to meet all these extra deadlines that are given to you. You have the possibility of becoming financially irresponsible. Delay or prevent yourself from getting the help that you need because you're like, I gotta work, I need money. So if I don't work, I don't eat. A man that don't work, don't eat. So then you just don't do it. So that delays you from getting the help that you need because you gotta have a job. Or you have no job at all. Or you have too many jobs. So then you end up getting burnt out. Or you just gotta work so that way you can make ends meet. Make ends meet. And now, because you are burnt out, you end up having a breakdown. Now you're no good to yourself or anybody else that you are working to be able to provide for. Denial. Family. Your family's worried about you. They become distant. They don't want to talk to you. They don't want you to be around. They don't want to be around you. All because of the other things that you're still hooked into, that you've been lured into. Easily agitated, easily annoyed. You get frustrated easily. Divorce on the family side. Neglectful of your responsibilities. Not taking care of your kids, not taking care of the bills, not taking care of your vehicles, not neglectful of responsibilities. Your finances are slacking. Either you're not making enough money so that way you can't live, or you got money but you are gambling it away, or you are going out to eat all the time because you want to eat a certain way. You're driving a certain car, but then you're not meeting your bills, lack of intimacy. And of course, what's the word I've been finishing with? Denial. Physically. So physically, you getting all the stuff that you're hooked into. So you might look like you're getting stronger because you in the gym. You getting it in because you become, guess what? You'll become a gym fanatic. And when I say fanatic, that means excessively. Not that you're going to the gym trying to maintain your physique, but you are fanatically at the gym. You getting stronger, but now are you possibly becoming abusive or neglectful? Are you dealing with self-image or disillusions about yourself? And so that's why you choose to go to the gym all the time. You dealing with depression or anxiety or frustration, or is it just because a lot of people say, no, this is just my way to deal with my stress. And if this is the only way that you deal with stress, maybe we should look at some other options in order to help deal with those stressors. And what did I say? Denial. Denial. Okay, so, as you can see on all 6 areas, we talk about mentally, spiritually, relationship, jobs, family, physically. They all end in what? Denial. Because you don't think that you are really hooked. That you always think, I can break free anytime that I want to. And that might be true. You might be able to. And then what happens when you can't? That's what I want us to focus on. So really what I want you to do is think about something that you are willing to sacrifice in order to leave the known for the unknown. So you know that you are addicted to social media, that you know that you are addicted to porn, you know that you're addicted to gambling, you know that you're addicted to wine or beer or liquor or smoking or whatever your vice might be, right? You're addicted to it, or you're lured in and you're hooked on it. If you were to give that up today, what would you change it out for? So, would you be hooked on getting up early so now you won't have to rush around and stay so late for work? Would you still learn how to meditate, enjoy some sunshine, go for walks if you knew that you didn't get enough, you had a workout, you had a hook in working out too much, so instead of being in the gym for 3-4 hours, instead you're going to go and take a walk instead of pumping iron for 3 hours. Whatever, just finding a balance. Maybe learning something new, or looking at different ways to budget. So now if you would like to buy the more expensive things, then you have that opportunity. Learning how to read, organize, but not OCD. Don't get crazy. Finding peace of mind, smiling. For my socially awkward people, it's okay to smile. I promise you. You know how they be like, I don't understand how you know so many people, how you get so far ahead. It's because I smile. Right? You live in the moment. All the things that happened in your past, all of those past hurts should not have so much strength on and bearing on the moment. So live in today, not in yesterday. Okay? That takes a little bit of work. Thinking positive in the midst of a negative situation. I have to train myself to do that very deliberately. Finding the good in this rough situation. Molestation, rape, neglect, being cheated on, being lied to, being whatever. So what did I get from it? It made me a stronger person. It made me be able to pay attention to red flags when they happen and not try to hold on to somebody just for the simple fact of saying that I have somebody, right? I don't let the things that happen to me hold my tongue as long as it used to, because it's still, the positive side is I learned how to become my own person. I was so jellyback for so many years because I was scared of how it was going to hurt somebody else, or it was going to affect somebody else if I spoke up, right? Practicing patience. And I had to put practicing in there because I can't say having patience, because I can have patience right now and not have it in the next 5 seconds. I am not one that has a lot of patience. So I have to practice having patience. I have to practice patience. It is a big challenge for myself to practice patience. Learning how to forgive, learning how to improve my sleep, getting social support. When I say social support, lean on to those people. If you do not like the real people that are in your space, then there's Facebook groups. Most churches have, different young adult or adult groups that you can join into, or, just go to a random AA meeting. I don't know. Find a group with people that identify with what you're going through, and lean on to them if you don't want it to be somebody that you know. Or go to a therapy group. They're going for the same reason you're going. Let's see. Relaxation techniques, exercising, stretching, dancing. Yeah, dancing is my thing. I can't really do a lot of other things, but I can dance. So if I want to dance for the next hour, then so be it. That's what I do in order to release. And put it on and go for it. Removing yourself from those people or things that have you hooked. So if it's hooked in a negative situation, it's not leading you to become better or stronger, or bettering yourself, remove yourself. Fasting is a good one, and fast from those people and those situations. Remove yourself and see what happens if you give yourself 30 days away from that person. How does that make you feel? At first it hurts. So just like with the fish, right? When they first get snatched up with all these different hooks, right? When it first snatches through your soul, that thing don't feel good, right? Because then all these different pretty little things that look pretty to you, the lures, the things that lured you in, and the hooks that was attached to it, right? All were there to do what? Make you think that you needed it. But then when you realize that if you didn't even get close to it, you were still able to live. It hurts at first because it's like, dang, but what if? What if? What if? What if? And the one time that you do get hooked, let it be onto something positive. Let it be for something that is going to take you to a greater level, right? Set boundaries from people and things that would hold you back from becoming better. So get hooked onto the right things, because when you are hooked onto the wrong things, you become tomorrow's dinner instead of today's blessing. So that is all that I have for today. I know we went over, y'all, and I started a little late. So I am ever so grateful you took almost an hour out of your evening to share with me and to tune in for tonight's I'm Hooked. And I know I gave y'all a lot of different things to think about when you talk about being hooked, because I was like, oh, it's a lot of stuff I done been hooked in. You hear me? And being hooked is now, I just wanted it to be something that you are aware of, so now you can know where to prepare yourself for. So until 2 weeks from now, love, peace, and blessings. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait to see y'all in 2 weeks, because I ain't even got it yet. I'm waiting for the universe, so God to give it to me so I can give it to you. As soon as I get it, you know you're going to be the next one to know, baby. So 2 weeks from now, Real Resilient Conversations episode what? 4. I can't wait to see you. I love y'all. I love, peace, and joy. Until then, be blessed and